Rada al-Saran. This is our chance.
Pity. I wanted Verandis to see this place for himself.
They chipped off a hunk of this stone. Hey, there's another memento here. Like the one Fenorian found near Bethar Dams.
This is feasible.
No, Rada, merely a possibility, but the soul binding required.
We can save our kindred from Cold Harbor's torment, and you quibble over the cost? Is your heart so cold?
Even if you returned our kindred to life, Molag Bal's claim to their souls would remain. Our contracts are inviolable.
Another obstacle to overcome.
You think the Prince of Domination is merely an obstacle? Rada, listen to yourself.
Kneeling when I should have stood proud was the greatest mistake I ever made. I will not repeat it.
Verandis and Rada al-Saran seemed pretty friendly back in the day. Did you know about that? I don't know what a chunk of oblivion or that memento have to do with Rada. Then why is Rada al-Saran sending cryptic messages to Verandis? Even if I think we've gotten all we're going to from this place.
They told us the Reach was vulnerable. So how did we get beaten?
I made some interesting discoveries while I was waiting. Bitharzel is more in there in... Worked! I mean, of course it worked. I'll be waiting on the other side. I had every confidence you wouldn't get sucked into some boundless void. The repository is just through this. Let's see what we can find. This looks like some kind of manufacturing equipment.
Are those my notes?
Brandis, forgive me. As ever, your genius captivates me. I had no idea you made such progress.
I'm still no closer to a viable solution.
You're closer than you think.
How can you know that?
I discussed your findings with a new ally. They claim it will work. Only your trepidation holds us back.
I thought you'd changed. That you sought penance. I won't participate in mass murder!
Our dream is within reach, and you're still concerned for the mortals. Brandis!
I thought Singalis.
Yes.
When we can...
Rodder's intentions were to sway me back to his side.
That's not good enough, Count. Why didn't you tell us that this was all your fault?
Father, it wasn't just your research that let him revive the Grey Host. The actual procedure was your creation.
You don't understand. Please tell me you found out more about the Darkstorm. The others see conspiracies where there are none. Just past sins that I thought long buried. They say you found everything that Rodder wanted me to discover. Remember the journey Rodder sent me on? The one you took in my place. It was to follow in his footsteps. To see how he reached this moment in time. The stone, it's a shard of oblivion lost in our world. How would that help him save the Grey Host? To see the void through Night Hollow eyes. Yes, it's written in the tongue of the first vampires. I can read it, barely. In addition to other things, this is basically a spell book. It's full of rituals to appease and make use of the Dark Heart. Was the point to show me the inner workings of the mysterious dwarven keystones? We know Rodder used one to link the Dark Heart's power to not only the orrery, but to the Grey Host as well. I can feel the pull of the heart just thinking about it. What you discover doesn't tell us much about the Darkstorm, at least not yet, but the picture is beginning to form in my mind. Rodder's letter provided one more clue. He claims to have a laboratory inside this very structure. We just have to find it. It's true that Rodder often relied on myself and later Zingalis to handle his research and experiments. But he wasn't without his own skills when it came to arcana and alchemy. I suppose, during his long isolation, he had to increase it. Who would remain behind that could stand against Rodder? The darkness crashes against my mind like waves slamming into the shore. It can be distracting. I can function normally, with the occasional need to pause and let the sensation pass. I can't yet control the darkness, but I haven't been idle. Using my auramancy, I turned the magic on the orrery itself. I learned much of it. Come, Raven Watch, Titanborn. We can't let the specters of the past distract us from our mission.
Very well, Count.
I'll remain by your side as we search.
haven't had any success.
I think we're getting closer. A moment. I sense... Rodder has been this way. Careful! That Night Hollow vampire radiates with the power of the Dark Heart.
Vengeance for Lady Malay!
Rodder's laboratory. I see he's adopted Zingalis's methods. Yes, this is it. I can feel the echoes of Rodder's work here. Rodder has taken my... Yes. These Dwemer... The components you retrieve... Now to begin, start by adding etheric power. Now, quickly, I need more kinetic power. Tonal energy.
Reach ritual. It's catalyzing too quickly.
Quickly, help Fenorian. We're losing kinetic energy. I need more. Influx of etheric power. I just need your help with the Night Hollow Rite. Adjust the tonal frequency, quickly. Have it, just a little more. I'm losing control of it. Reduce the kinetic energy. The Night Hollow Rite is surging. Help Gwendis. The tonal harmonics are in discord. Change the output. Chemical reaction soon. Recalibrate the etheric power. It's too little. The kinetic mechanism is off balance. Set it right. Close. Help Gwendis with the Night Hollow Rite once more. Catalyze the Reach alchemy now! Initiate a tonal cascade and hang on! I can see it! I can see everything! Rodder found it. A piece of land sundered from the Reach, caught between Mundus and Oblivion. It is both and neither, outside the grasp of Ball, or any prince for that matter. He plans to gift the Grey Hosts with his sanctuary. Don't you see? In their own realm, Free from Molag Bal's tyranny, the Grey Host can live forever. And with the connection to Mundus and the power of the Dark Heart, their conquests might never end. And now I see the purpose of the Dark Storm. The Dark Heart. Rodder's drawing on its power. I can feel it tearing away. To the orrery. Hurry. To the orrery. Hurry. Rodder! Stop! Don't make me fight you!
This is the chance you never thought possible. The door to our salvation stands open, Verandis. Come, finish what we started. All will be forgiven.
Rodder, don't do this!
The void energy is consuming you, Verandis. I can show you how to control it. Just follow me.
Where'd the bastard go this time?
He's gone, Lyris. To the one place where he can complete his plan. I understand it all clearly now. Rodder has opened the gateway to his sanctuary. In that distant realm, he can summon his Darkstorm using the power of the Dark Heart. He'll consume the Reach to fulfill his promise. No, not good at all. The Darkstorm requires power. It will tear the Grey Host. To end the Darkstorm, Rodder showed us the door, and we forged the key. I have to follow. I have to stop the Darkstorm, for as you have seen from Rodder's auramancy, this monstrosity is my creation. Whether you decide to accompany me or not, know that I value our friendship. Rodder has started the ritual. Rodder aligned the orrery, and I never intended my theories to be turned. When you're ready, activate. Rodder has already... Someone must keep the orrery in operation. Then give me an earful when we return.
I'm holding you to that. Understand?
This is it then. Everything that happened in Windhelm. More than ready. I've sworn my blade to thrones and causes, but my blood and bones are Nord. If Rodder tried to scare me off, I know what we're getting into. But if we do get stuck in some lost realm of oblivion, I could think of worse company. Now, let's stop the talk and kill this bastard. This is it then. Everything that happened in Windhelm. Solid. More than ready. I've sworn my blade to thrones and causes, but my blood and bones are Nord. If Rada al-Saran thinks he can ravage my homeland and get away with it, he's about to be very wrong. Besides, who else is gonna watch your back? Trying to scare me off? I know what we're getting into. But if we do get stuck in some lost realm of oblivion, I can think of worse company. Now, let's stuff the talk and kill this bastard. Can't say I'm looking forward to another romp in oblivion.
I can almost understand it. Rada al-Saran's desire, I mean. The unpleasantries of living with this curse have haunted me a long time. The thought of what awaits me in the afterlife fills me with no less dread. Anyone would seek an escape. I'd be lying if I said no. But the price of salvation is too high. Rada al-Saran will doom thousands of souls to fates worse than death so that he and his chosen can escape. I don't need an eternity with that on my conscience. You and my father will see this through. I'll do all I can to keep the orrery in alignment. But I don't know how long it can sustain this. I don't believe it was designed to have this amount of power coursing through it. I'm fairly certain the dwarves built this.
You're really just going to hurl yourselves through the void and hope for the best? I was really hoping Varanus had something tricky up his sleeve. I guess there's nothing left to do but smack Rada al-Saran in his self-righteous face. You just bring Varanus back. Promise me. I know that. Would it kill you to offer me a little reassurance? Promise or no promise, I'm counting on you to bring him home. Well, this is it. The portal that leads to Rada al-Saran, to the Darkstorm, and to the end of all this. Whatever that is. sound like Verandas before a trip.
We are about to travel. No. Nothing else needs to be said. I have worked all my life to atone for the hubris of my first years as a vampire. Those words keep returning to haunt me. The portal into the Dark Heart stands open and waiting. As ready as I can be. Exactly? I have no idea.
I expect you back before Fenorian gets bored. Don't make me come in there after.
I shall endeavor to return shortly. So long, my friends.
Are we leaping into the gaping portal or not? There you are. Damn shades are everywhere. Where's Verandas? You don't know how glad I am to see you. Thought I might have been the only one to make it to this ugly hunk of rock. You're the first thing I've seen aside from those Rada al-Saran's sanctuary realm, I hope. In the sky. That must be the Dark Storm. It must lead to Rada al-Saran. Let's follow the storm. Hopefully Verandas will do the same.
Look for us. The dark heart is overwhelming.
Working! Salvation is within our grasp. All take hold.
You really think we'll have peace?
Not a ball can threaten us here. The Grey Host will be an unstoppable force. Nothing will be beyond our reach.
Rhoda, your dream was never mine. It ends here.
Verandis, we are nearly free. Verandis! Join our forsaken kin in Moloch Ball's teeth, you traitor! Watch this, as I destroy everything you cherish.
Keep your distance.
You possess all the skill of a child. This is the best you can muster, Verandis. That split Letty's blade reforged in bitter blood. You will taste it soon.
Stay away from that magic!
What to take first? An arm? An eye? Is it your intention to brawl me to death? I'll draw the boundaries of my kingdom with your blood. I owe you a cup for every one of my falling. Can you feel Cold Harbor clutching at your heart? The boundaries of my kingdom with your blood.
Watch out, partner!
Pitiable creatures. How is it you aspire to be more than food? Drowned in the blood of your enemies. A frigid death is more merciful than you deserve. What to take first? An arm? An eye?
Wait for that magic!
Blood, blade, and soul and is a disgrace to my blade. Soon your blood will run as cold as my own. I'm going to save the king. You are going to die by this time. Save her, kid.
We'll never win through brute force. We need a new strategy.
The Ashen Lord calls you to serve.
The Dark Heart, tugging on those souls. Strike down more of the Grey Host. I have a plan.
Slow and clumsy, cat.
That's it. Keep feeding their souls to the Dark Heart. We can use this power. All of the souls are collected and must be released. I'm well
summon the soul trap! Keep at it!
almost feels worth the price I paid.
Leggies laughing on the far shores, dancing with her mocking blade.
Goodbye, Lorna. I wish I could have found salvation.
The Darkstorm rages. I must take control.
It will kill you!
If I don't stop the Darkstorm, then my death will be the least of our worries. Ghost! Power! It's everything Rodder said it would be!
You and Lyris must go. Well, I can only control the Darkstorm from here. I understand now what must be done to stop it. I can use the power, not any that can make everything right. I brought about this tragedy through my naivete, through my selfish desires, through my damn ideals and curiosity. It's my time of reckoning, not yours. This is farewell.
I don't want to owe you, Verandis!
Have faith. Rodder's last gift was hope.
You're back. But where's Verandis?
He's staying behind. I'm sorry.
He's staying. No. Promised. He promised me.
It was the only raid.
Look out! The Dark Heart! It's dormant. Verandis must have done it. He stopped the Darkstorm.
Arana?
I can breathe. I'm alive? I'm no illusion. Flesh and blood. Alive as can be. I can't say myself. I remember being here, in this room. I remember the wound. Then nothing but a cold, icy current dragging me under. I drowned. I couldn't see. Everything was just warmth and light. There was a voice, though, guiding me, calling me back. It
Sounded like Verandis. As I live and breathe, it was Verandis who led me here. I don't understand much of what occurred, but of that, I'm certain. That, and I didn't come back alone. There were a great many others drowning in that icy current. I'm certain I wasn't the only one pulled ashore. It's just a feeling, but a strong one. I want to see if that feeling speaks true. You did what you thought was best, and the price I paid has been returned. None of us could have imagined this is where our path would lead. Markarth. That's where the spirits call me now. I have no fondness for the place, but that's where...
Did I hear you right? Verandis brought that woman back to life? Not just raised her from the dead, actually restored her body and soul? Was that what the Count meant by making it right? He didn't just stop the Darkstorm. He used it to free the souls from the Darkheart. We've got to get to Markarth. Isn't that where Rada al-Saran harvested souls for the Darkheart? If Verandis released them all, maybe Irana's right and she didn't come back alone. You go on ahead. Fen and Gwendis could use a moment. Just bringing one...
I hope you're right. If Father managed to undo some of the harm the Grey Host caused.
Just go, please.
I was hoping to catch up. You hear that? Markarth is celebrating. That magnificent bastard really did it. He brought them back. The Count enjoyed his mysteries, but yeah, I think so. When we started this, I thought the best we could do is pay Al-Saran back for the lives he stole. Guess I should have set my sights higher. We rest. With Rada Al-Saran dead, the Grey Host is finally buried for good. We couldn't have done it without you, partner. So eat, drink, find some company for your bed. Tomorrow, we'll probably have to do this all over again. It may seem odd coming from a Nord, but I'm glad to see all these Reach folk alive and well. They seem content, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind us bringing them a few more reasons to celebrate. News of Rada Al-Saran's death won't compare to the dead returning to life, but I'm sure Kadok will be relieved to hear it. You find the Ard and let him know there's nothing to fear from the Grey Host, and why spoil the mood? I think I'm going to take a moment. Just fine. Even the great Lyris Titanborn needs a rest sometimes. Don't tell anyone.
Look! Can you believe it? There's life to the keep again. Ha! That's your doing, isn't it? The Ard seems to think so. He'll want to see you. He's holding an audience in his war room right now.
What's this about a war room?
Ah, you're here too, Titanborn. You come with me. I have a message for your ears alone.
Fine. But if this is Kadok's idea of a joke, you won't find it funny.
We are agreed. If Eastern and Western Skyrim can put aside their differences in the face of the Grey Host, then the Reach can do so as well. Come forward, Freehand. No need to bow for the sake of kings.
Looking for another adventure, my friend? You need to learn to relax for a while. Eat, drink, find a companion. Life's too short for anything else. This business with the Grey Host is far from over. As long as Skyrim is threatened, I will be close by to lend a hand. The Reach is far from everyone's holdings. This Grey Host business started with me, though, and I always intended to see it through to the end. Thankfully, we prevailed. I do. She's an empress. I have no desire. Shore's bones.
You seem more comfortable standing among kings and jarls than I do. Then again, you always did. It's good to see you again. Western Skyrim has begun to recover. With Fenn's elixir, our soldiers have been able to push back the Grey Host. I know the Reach has not been so fortunate. I persuaded Prince Ernskar and the Skald King to offer our support. I expected we'd be sending soldiers, but by the time we arrived, the people were dancing in the streets. I always heard stories of the City of Stone being a dark place where flint-hearted Reachmen worship strange gods. It's not so different from home. The people seem happier than I've ever seen, in spite of all our hardships. I wasn't the only one living under my father's shadow, apparently. I can't come and go as I please, but the Blue Palace is lively as any tavern with Mog around. Made him my royal taster. I don't think the thought of being poisoned even crossed his mind, but he seems happy so long as the food and drink keeps coming. Unofficially, he's also the jester, but don't tell him I said so.
Thank the gods we have better matters to attend to than the deployment of troops and suspicions of treachery. For a man called Despot, the Ard is in an agreeable mood. But that's not your concern. It's good to see you once more. Truthfully, Svanna, when we learned that Markarth suffered an attack like the one you narrowly prevented in Solitude, she insisted that we offer aid, ostensibly to stop the Grey Host. But it seems we're a bit late for that. No doubt. They have proved very skilled at keeping to the shadows and biding their time. Hunting them down will not be easy. But I feel that's not how best to make use of the opportunity we've been given. The Grey Host's greatest weapon against us was our mutual mistrust. They preyed on our suspicions and fears, used our division to pick us apart one by one. The best way to prevent that from happening again will be to build trust and cooperation. An accord at least. It's a step in the right direction. Trust takes time to build, but we must start somewhere. I couldn't have done it without Svanna. Well, yes, I do. She's a...
If you'd said only yesterday I'd play host to Nord rulers from across all Skyrim, I'd have told you the dead would live again before that happened. And here we are. A day of miracles. Tell me truthful, you had a hand in all of this, aye? Alas! The monster that nearly brought my lands to ruin has paid the price for his wrongs. I could ask no more, and yet that which was taken has been returned as well. Where is Count Ravenwatch? If he thinks to escape my gratitude... Then his name and deeds will echo these halls for as long as I sit upon the throne, which'll be a while yet, thanks to you both, and so long as these Nords are good to their word. I've no idea what peace is like, but I'm eager to find out. We treat for peace. Our battles with the Grey Host have ravaged all our kingdoms and peoples. We each seek to rebuild and recover. Perhaps we'll do so together. At least we'll keep out of each other's way. Before we proclaim, I have a favor to ask. I've need of a counselor. In spite of her treachery, Lady Belaine was a canny advisor. I need that again now, more than ever. Tell the witch, Arana, that I will offer her my ear, if she will share her wisdom. I hear she's recently arrived to Makeep. Aye, I suppose so. Can't just lop off her head after she got it back. Wouldn't do for morale. Unless she's determined to keep up her fight with me. I'm willing to put the past to rest. It's a worthy holdfast, but, well, they're a fair lot more agreeable than the she-wolf you travel with. Skald King. Nonsense. Every now and then comes a king. The past would tell me to hate Svargrim's whelp with all my vigor. We've battled and bled for more generations than I can count with her ilk. But this flame, if you must, can't have.
My ears are burning. Is that my name on the wind? Not even this gloomy old stone keep can dampen my spirits. My dreams hold true. Markarth is alive. I'm barely foot to stone and he's clamoring for my attention. I had no mind to stand by a throne when I first started my journey. Now, here we are. The Reach has suffered so much. I can speak for myself. You have more important matters to attend to. There's a friend who's journeyed a long way to thank you personally for all you've done. 'Twould be rude to keep him waiting. There's an out-of-the-way chamber in the rear of the keep where you can meet. Now, I should find the Ard and make sure he thinks before he speaks. I can, but I won't. I'm enjoying the suspense. Off with you.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, my friend. Do forgive my ghastly appearance. It seems I spoke too soon when I bade you a final farewell. I'm glad to have the opportunity to see you again, my friend. None of this would have been possible without you. As did I. When I took hold of the Darkstorm's power, I believed it would be the last thing I ever did. It was a force no mortal hands should wield. Still, with it, I was able to draw the souls out of the Dark Heart, return them to where they belonged. No, as the last of the Dark Heart's power ebbed away, I should have been trapped in Rodda's sanctuary realm. But I was forced out. Pushed, I'd say. I fell into the darkness of the slumbering heart. Then I emerged from it, like a moth from a cocoon. My soul became part of the Dark Heart, smelted inextricably into the fabric of its existence. So long as it remains dormant, its hold over me is tolerable. But I am bound to it nonetheless. If I am to be wed to this power, then I must ensure that it never gets used again. For that to happen, both the heart and I must fade into obscurity. House Ravenwatch will carry on without me. Arana will send them here to receive the news soon. I have no regrets. You gave me the opportunity to reckon with my past and pay penance. This journey has brought closure to the life of Count Verandis Ravenwatch. I have a fresh start. As do I have no idea what the future holds, but you seem to be the axis upon which this world turns. If it still has some use for me, I'm sure our paths will cross again. Until then, my friend.
Arana said they'd be this way. Come on.
Father!
They said you were gone.
I was, and I will be again. We have much to discuss, but I will not be returning to House Ravenwatch.
But who will...
You three have no more need of a guardian. It's time I put the future of the Ravenwatch in your hands.
But you'll still visit, right?
Every chance I get.
I don't know what I expected when... No, I don't mean to give the wrong impression. It's all just a bit much. Maybe I should sit down. Did he really say he wants us to take over the Ravenwatch? Right. I didn't imagine it. The truth is, we were already considering the future of the Ravenwatch after you returned without Verandis. It seems that will bear further discussion. But I'm relieved that the circumstances are different. Your vote of confidence is always encouraging. Gwendis could use some of that as well, I think. Have a word with her, won't you? Remember, you're representing House Ravenwatch now.
Here and gone, here and gone. It's cruel to play with a girl's heart like this. But I'm glad Verandis kept his promise. Ugh, I'm having too many feelings right now. Great, terrible, everything in between. I've waited so long for Verandis to stop hovering over my shoulder, but I never thought it would be because he's not around. I realized something, though, when you and Lyris told me he wasn't coming back. I can't shed tears for him. It's not what he needs from me. He needs someone to carry on after him, to do the work he can't anymore. So that's what I'll do. Keep his legacy alive. Somebody has to keep tabs on all those pesky vampires. Don't think it's just Verandis I expect to visit. It'd be nice bumping into you somewhere other than a moldy cavern once in a while. Castle Ravenwatch is always open to you. It's not like we have a shortage of guest rooms. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to give Verandis an earful. I think I heard the Ard calling for you when we were talking to Arana. They're making some proclamation in the audience chamber. Better not miss your accolades.
Fiveclaw, Adusa heard that Verandis had been imprisoned in the Void, but he's here. Forgive me. I am glad to see you. It has been too long since our paths crossed. There was a time when this one felt more like a nursemaid than compatriot to those two. But Wendis and Fenorian are no longer helpless kittens. Count Verandis need not worry. Adusa stands firm. House Ravenwatch will endure. House Ravenwatch has a long and noble tradition. This one will run the estate in Count Verandis' absence. She has done so before. As for the Ravenwatch, our work will continue. Gwendis is coming into her own, and Fenorian shows promise.
I thought you might enjoy a welcome surprise for once, Snow Lily.
Oh, Sigh. You always know how
It's been some time since our paths last crossed.
Hello, partner.
I'm happy to see you again. And to know I had long planned to visit Skyrim and learn about their long history with the dragons, to help in our battle against them. When I heard that Lyris was here, fighting a sword saint no less, I decided now was the time to make the journey. Rada al-Saran was an Ansei of great renown, a legend to rival Leki herself. The Sword Saints are a lost legacy to my people. It's a shame that al-Saran did not devote himself to restoring that honorable tradition instead of his monstrous Grey Host. Lyris has promised to show me some of the Dragon Cult's ruins and barrows. With good fortune, they may help us learn more about our foes in Elsewhere. I will return to my duties there soon.
Ah, there you are. I hope you don't mind. I got a bit sidetracked. Sai and I were just catching up. Swapping stories of our travels with you, actually. Brayden said there was a strange Redguard looking for me. When I laid eyes on Sai, I didn't know whether to punch him or hug him. It was quite the surprise. But not a bad one. We've got a lot of catching up to do. I'd say being home has been nice, but you know I'd be lying. The Skald King owes me some rest. Think we'll take our leave of Skyrim and spend some time free of obligations. People like us can't stay out of trouble very long, so let's share a few casks of mead while things are quiet. Oh, Caddock's looking for you. He and the other rulers want to make some big announcement. I'll be along. I haven't, but I'm sure you can keep them busy for a while longer. Right, partner? Sai and I still have a few...
Well met, Harrier. Too many people here for my liking, but I guess it's understandable. We've seen some dark days of late, but it's good to see the sun come out again.
So you and Fenorian managed without me, I see. Is it true that the last of the Grey Host has finally joined his brothers and sisters in the grave? Then you have the Pyre Watch's eternal gratitude. I must return their stolen remains to the unhallowed grave. No. Some of...
In all my years, I have neither seen nor heard of such a miracle as you've delivered today. You must have Shore's own bond with Mother Wolf for her to carry so many lost pups back here. This old woman not important enough to merit an invitation, is that it? That I have. I should think this whole of...
Never thought I'd set foot in Markarth except to conquer. My hold endures, as we always have. Normal in Hjalmarch is no spring. It's not an uncommon thing for packs of...
Finally, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's have a word before we... Not a moment too soon. Kadak's eager to demonstrate that he's the equal of any Nord king. He hopes it will legitimize his claim as king. That I am. It's a new dawn. For me, for Markarth, for the Reach. After all you've done to bring it back from the brink of oblivion, putting up with Kadak's arse-headed notions is the least I can do to make sure. Let's not stretch the bones of reason. There'll be no shortage of bickering and cursing in our future, but there's trust. So long as we both want what's best for the Reach, that'll do. Best to see him now. I can see him casting glare.
Fair adventurers. Come and go as you please. Keep 3 kings and a jarl biding on their thumbs in a crowded hall. Simply put, I like that. In doing what needed doing, you brought all the crowns of Skyrim to one hall. You put the Grey Host back in the ground, and you gave us clear skies. At last, we can see where we must go. Take this. Free hands of Markarth! You long-suffering lot, I call my kin! We've survived another long night, darker than we've ever known. But we did nae endure it alone. Against the Grey Host we found unlikely allies, and put aside old grudges. Together, we not only survived, we flourished.
We owe these miracles to the efforts of all kinds. Reachman, Nord, Vampire, Outlander. Heroes of every stripe. Let us follow their example. We have warred together. We celebrate together. Let us rebuild together.
From this day forward, we clash mugs instead of swords. Peace and prosperity to all our kingdoms. Cheers to the heroes of Skyrim.
Let us remember them with song and drink. We, the children of Skyrim, we shall endure.
After everything that's happened, I think I'll enjoy a nice, quiet month of Ravenwatch Castle. Who am I kidding? I'll be lucky if Adusa lets us rest tonight. What's left of the Grey Host may be in shambles, but the leftovers are certain to make trouble elsewhere, even with their Ashen Lord gone. Plus, we'll need to catch up on who else has been up to no good while they hogged our attention. Oh, you'll be the first to read the naughty list when we've got one. Trust me. Maybe I'll even tag along. But no caves this time.
You've done the Raven Watch proud. I don't suppose you'd accept an assignment to reorder all of Count Verandis' records? No? Well, I can look forward to that later. No. I won't be barricading myself in the library any longer. But someone has to curate our records. Can you imagine Adusa doing it? Or Gwendis? I'll show you the state of her sock drawer sometime. This was quite the adventure, wasn't it? But we survived it, even if it was touch and go there for a bit. Forgive me for being sentimental, but it was you who got me through it. I'll always be grateful for that. Well, I mean it all the same. If there's ever a time when you need someone to be there for you, count on me. Now go on. Everyone wants to talk to you, and I'm only liable to embarrass myself if I keep carrying on.
This one is not used to being this close to the center of attention. She does not like it. Give Adusa a shadow or dark corner. Celebrations such as these tend to be too bright and noisy for my taste. Does a tiger need to be thanked for killing a terror bird? Adusa Daro does not hunt to be appreciated. She hunts because it is her nature. The only reward this one needs is worthy prey and fresh blood. You think so? That would make this endeavor much more bearable. Perhaps this tiger will linger a while longer.
Good work, partner. It's always a pleasure to fight by your side. Forgive me for saying this, but I hope we don't need to do that again for quite some time. Don't worry, I'll stick around to raise a glass or two with you, celebrate our victory. If I stay too long, though, one of these leader types will try to send me on another mission. Sai might not mind, but I'm determined to finally relax a little. Hey, I enjoy saving the world as much as the next hero, but even I have my limits. I want to spend some time with the man I love, traveling and doing anything that doesn't involve hitting somebody with my axe. Initially, not even a little. There are a lot of things I've been meaning to do with Sai that should keep me occupied for a few weeks. And when we do get restless, I have a knack for stumbling into the next threat to the realm. We'll be fine.
That was a heartening display. The Reach folk are often dismissed as savage and beastly, but they have a strong sense of honor. I know that all too well. Much Reach blood stained my blade during Varen's rebellion. Not all were proud and noble warriors, but many deserved respect. It is the duty of those who fight to remember those who die, even their foes. No, it was a just war. Still, I bear no ill will toward the Reach folk for the misdeeds of the Longhouse Emperors. Look around. It is plain to see that they possess as much honor and goodness as anyone else. I hope they enjoy a lasting peace.
If you told me a season ago that the leader of Western Skyrim would share a dais with the Reach King, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are. Not much to rebel against now that Arana's made peace with the Yard. We'll stay long enough to deal with any grey hosts lurking nearby, and then we'll be on our way. Markarth's not the sort of place werewolves should linger in. Too many people. The survivors asked me to be chieftain, but It's time to let the Ghost Song clan go, and begin a new clan with a new name. Better to leave the dark old ways behind. Thinking about the name Longfangs, or Wolf Runners.